What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I go by Nia Voices, and today I will be showing you a few tips and tricks that I've picked up through my Overwatch experience yet again, since they are so popular within my channel. So for this episode I have a friend here to help me out, and he also does YouTube on the side. He started recently like I have, and you should definitely check him out. And so yeah, I'll leave a link down in the description below if you're interested. And so yeah, beginning with the Reinhardt through stun thing, I don't know what to call it. Basically, as you can see, you can't stun a Reinhardt through his shield, right? However, if you shoot it above him, you can stun him. It would also damage him and the shield, and I think that's a really neat thing to know. And if you get it right here, you can actually get it through on this side as well. So yeah, that's a cool little thing to keep in mind. So the next thing I want to show you is the Hansel Sonic arrow through shields things, and this works for Saryas and Mace as well. For example, it will go through the bubbles and stuff. Basically, you know, you can't shoot through a shield, right? And a sonic arrow stays in its place for 10 seconds as you shoot it. However, if you aim above, like say Reinhardt's head here, and release, you will see that when he starts walking forwards, he'll take damage, and it will also mark him. This is extremely useful to know, given you can't actually get behind shields in many cases. So that's also a cool little trick that you can keep in mind. So the next thing I have for you is the fact that Genji's deflect can be used against Reinhardt basic attacks, and you can, I'm pretty sure it works for deflecting them for your allies as well, so they don't take damage. But basically, you may have thought that like it only worked for projectiles, but I'll show you now that it actually also works for his hammer swings. So as you can see, I didn't take any damage, and as I said, I'm pretty sure it also works for his allies, like Genji's allies in that case, so deflecting the damage for them as well. Okay, the next thing I have for you guys that I want to show you is a trick with McCree that involves his stun. Basically, you know, you can't throw the stun directly at him as he is deflecting, right? Because it'll only shoot it back towards you. However, if you shoot it to the sides or over him, he'll get stunned. So as you can see, also in the walls, it will stun him. And that's a neat little trick to keep in mind, and I think that can be really helpful for a lot of you guys. It also works like that, so that's really neat. So the next thing I want to show you probably is well known by most everyone. So basically, it's the scatter arrow deals like the same amount as a normal arrow through the head, right, or in the body. However, if you shoot it towards the ground, it will scatter up and deal around 400 damage to the target. So like that, if you do it correctly, they will all bounce up to the character. And this also works on walls and on ceilings. So let's see if I can. Yeah, you can see it bounces back, and like people only tend to shoot it towards the ground, but it also works in ceilings and the walls if shot at the right angle. So okay, so the next thing I want to show you guys is the fact that you can basically get your entire team over this first bridge right here by speed boosting with Lucio. So let's see that in action. Actually get your entire team over this gap right here by speed boosting over with Lucio. So okay, so the next thing I want to show you guys is the fact that you can get like your entire team over this bridge right over here by speed boosting with Lucio. So let's see that in action. Basically, you can teleport your team right over this big ass bridge right to here, and I think that can be really useful in a lot of situations, so keep that in mind. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is the fact that not only soldier's left click is homing when you use your ultimate, so basically you can use your rockets and they'll be homing even though I thought for a long time that they weren't. So I'll show you that right now.
I've got you in my sights.
That's a right click right to his face, and I didn't even aim at him, as you saw there. So yeah, that's a cool little trick as well. Now this next thing isn't really that particularly useful in many situations. I'd say like never really, unless you're like you use your ultimate and your Ana ulted as well. But basically what you may not know is the fact that Torbjorn's hammers also deal damage. I mean, that's a shitload for one hit right there, as you can see. Imagine him being ulted and Ana ulted. It will deal a shit ton of damage, as well as being able to hit so fast. And I love just doing this when I go into team fights and stuff. It's hilarious. So cool little thing. Okay, so the next thing I have for you guys is the fact that the dash can be reset using his ultimate, and this is extremely useful, because when I started like beginning to get better at Genji, that's when I picked up this trick. So basically, because I did not know this for the longest time, so if you dash or if you ult before you dash anyway, you'll be left with one less dash than if you hadn't done it like prior to it. So basically, if that's confusing to you, I'll just show you. Basically, I dash now, it's on cooldown. Now if I ult, it's off cooldown, and you can dash again. This opens so many windows of opportunity for Genji, given that you in many situations you have to dash in and then use your ultimate, and as you slice it does 120 damage, but a dash also deals 50 damage, so you'll get 170 damage like straight away, and that can be hella useful in a lot of situations. As well as having to dash first, that will leave you with 220 damage done, all in total. So that's a Zenyatta dead, that's a Tracer dead, you know, it's a lot of damage, so really useful. Alright guys, so call me a noob, but I did not know this for the longest time. Basically, I haven't played Mei a lot, so it's not weird that I didn't know this, but anyway, using your wall, you can press E again and it will change the direction of the wall. And I mean, how could I not have known this? Like, I'm level 200 plus and I did not know this for the longest time. It's kind of embarrassing, but I'm here to share it with you guys anyway, so there's that. So the next thing I have for you guys is the fact that the payload actually heals you, and maybe a lot of you knew this and maybe not, but basically I'm a flanker. I like to just fuck the payload, you know, not literally, but you know what I'm saying. So basically, anyway, if you need health and like you're wounded really badly, just get on the payload. I mean, it's the objective anyway, and look at my HP going up. I thought for the longest time that it was actually a Lucio healing me, but it was the payload, so yeah, there's that. Have fun, guys. I am really excited to try something. I'm not sure if it will work, but basically, if you have your ultimate as Winston, coming from spawn, if you died and you have to get on the point, I want to see if you can actually double jump, like past this entire wall, using his ultimate, as his cooldown on his jump is extremely low. So we'll try that. Oh my god, it actually worked. Okay, that's cool. That has been all for this time, guys. Make sure you slap that like button to let me know if you liked it or not. And as always, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And this has been OVERWATCH. Thank you for watching, and peace.